Well, Dash, it was the worst Steeler loss in basically our entire lives.
More than 25 years.
Are we the Browns?
Welcome to the Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to a sad, I don't even know what to call it. It'll be a great episode, but a very sad episode of The Spread. The Pittsburgh Steelers get completely blown out by the Philadelphia Eagles. Embarrassing in every facet of the game. I'm surprised we didn't let them have a freaking 105-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Is there anything that we did right in this game? Anything?
Well, let me look at the punter here real quick.
Boswell had a kick block. We couldn't get in the end zone. Wheaton dropped every single pass thrown to him, it seemed like. Shazier hurt his knee on 4 different plays. Timmons hurt his shin, had to go to the hospital. Ramon Foster got hurt. D'Angelo Williams only had like 20 yards rushing, if that. I don't even think he had that. I think the team had 21 yards rushing, and 7 of them were by Ben Roethlisberger on a scramble.
Did you mention Golden got hurt?
Oh, yeah.
Eli Rogers?
Golden got hurt. Yeah, Eli Rogers was literally just running and fell over.
I mean, that's the big story coming out of the game, because it's actually, just put it behind you, but, you got a lot of injuries in this game as well, and it looks like Ryan Shazier may miss some time. I'm not so sure. It looks like he's always going to be a guy that misses some time. He was hurt twice in his game, 2 different injuries, I believe, but I think it's a leg injury, a knee or something.
I don't know. Some new news apparently leaked out after this game. He apparently hurt his MCL in the preseason. Remember when they said he hurt his knee a little bit? So it was an MCL injury, a little worse than they let on. So he's been playing with a really banged up knee. And then we know how it is. Structurally, your knee can only hold up so much. And he's an explosive player. He needs that explosion to be able to make plays. And if he doesn't have that, then he's just another linebacker. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
And without him, the Steelers' defense is just another defense, maybe.
Yeah, believe it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, we need to blitz more. We need to be Blitzboro. All these people, Yinzers,
I tell
media.
you what, we did want to, well, at least I wanted to see them blitz more
but
in this game.
I don't think blitzing 80% of the time is going to fix everything. But who is even going to get the pressure now? You got Bud Dupree who's out.
You just look at last year, though, man. They were, top 3 in the league in sacks?
Yeah.
And they have won this season.
Right,
now, the
that's what
first
I mean.
2 games I didn't mind because the first week they didn't need to do it. The second week they didn't need to do it. But this week they really needed to get after Carson Wentz, who looks like a very good quarterback, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks again. This guy looks very good to start his career.
They said he has a photographic memory. Is that true, or is that just something those idiots were talking about on the air?
I don't know personally. I don't know. Maybe he does have a photographic memory.
I was just curious if maybe you heard it somewhere else other than the broadcast, because I don't trust anything those morons say.
Well, he has a gun. I'll say that.
I don't even know, man. It was just an ass beating.
Well, I think
all around.
Defensively, the injuries played a part of it. So many penalties in this game, it was ridiculous, both defensively and offensively with the offensive line, and that's another problem in this game. Offensively, it definitely started with the offensive line. They had no run blocking for D'Angelo Williams, and there was a lot of pressure on Ben as well.
Big Ben said, "We sucked." That was pretty much it. He summed it up.
What else can you say? That's why this is going to be a short segment. But I did say Darren Sproles is the guy you had to look out for in the backfield. Although look. Smallwood, 79 yards rushing and a touchdown. Barner even had 8 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. So they couldn't even stop the run in this game. But Darren Sproles in the passing game, 6 receptions, 128 yards and a touchdown. That's 2 weeks in a row that a running back has had 100 yards receiving on this defense.
Now, when I was looking at some stats earlier, there was a couple points in this game where the Steelers were still pretty close. Obviously, the drop touchdown pass at the beginning of the game really hurt. Then the block field goal comes up. What do we go into halftime? 13-3, I think it was?
13-3. It could have been 13-10. It could have been 13-6.
And then I believe it was the first possession for the Eagles of the second half when Sproles took it at 73 yards? I mean, if the Steelers tackle him, it's 3rd and long. Whatever drive it was, if the Steelers make the tackle on Sproles, it's 3rd and long fourth and long, they're not going to score. Instead, they just let him go. At the beginning of the game, we let Brett Selleck on one of the first drives. Shazier misses the tackle. Selleck runs it for a first down instead of a 3rd and long. I mean, there were instances in this game where the Steelers could have made plays and stayed in the game, but they didn't, and the Eagles did. So I'm not taking anything away from the Eagles, but it wasn't like the Steelers just rolled over and didn't even try. I mean, the effort was there. They just didn't make the plays.
And offensively, like I said, it started with the offensive line. Big Ben didn't help them out at all. 24 for 44, no touchdowns, a pick. And his receivers didn't really help him out. I know Antonio Brown had the big game, 140 yards or whatever. He was targeted 18 times in this game. I guess Big Ben saying, you know what, we got blown out. Antonio Brown likes to bitch when he doesn't get his yardage. Let him have his yardage so he'll be ready to play next week maybe. But outside of that, man, I mean, you look, Marcus Wheaton looked horrible in this game.
Terrible.
But I will give him a little bit of credit. I mean, coming back from not playing, he's not
Since
that bad.
Last year, really.
We know he can catch better than that, so you got to give him a little bit of pass. I'm not a big fan of him, but I know he's a better receiver than that, and you could probably count on him still, and I think Big Ben will still look his way. He's not going to stop throwing him the ball or anything. But with the loss of Eli Rogers,
you're going to have Wheaton.
I mean, that sucks, man, because we already lost Martavis Bryant before the season even started. We were hoping Sammy Coates could step into his role, and I mean, he looks good so far. 50 yards in this game, 3 catches. He looks all right, but he's no Martavis Bryant. Eli Rogers looked like he could be something nice for the Steelers this season. He goes down. Now we're back to Wheaton, and he looked terrible this past week. So the receiving core looks kind of weak right now, in my opinion, outside of Brown. And even Brown's dropped some passes over the past 2 games.
It was supposed to be a strength coming into the season, and then Bryant gets popped, suspended. Now Eli Rogers is down. Wheaton can't catch a cold. And then you got old man DHB, who, I mean, he does his job for what his role is on the team. But I'm not so sure he's somebody who could step in as a number 2 and be a legit threat. And then Sammy Coates, I don't know if he has the route tree yet or the consistency to be, a starter on offense. And that's not hating on the young guy. He's just got to get it together a little bit more. Drops a few passes. But like you said, Brown's dropping some. We've seen Wheaton drop some. So this wide receiver group that was supposed to be a strength coming into the year all of a sudden looks like a weakness for this offense. And I know we get Lev Bell back in week 4 against Kansas City. But I don't know. There's just no way this offense averages 30 a season. I'm sorry. Or 30 a game, excuse me.
I want to see what happens to Philadelphia from here on out. I mean, they look good through the first 2 weeks of the season, but they had some weak competition. I said this is going to be their toughest matchup. Actually, I kind of said they were going to score some points on the Steelers. I said they were going to put up 27. So I kind of wasn't surprised by their offense playing well, considering how many penalties the defense had. But the offense, it just wasn't there this week, and it really has to pick up going into this next week, and I think it will. I think you just put this game behind you. It's like you said, 1989 was the last time they got blown out like this.
Something like
I highly doubt this is going to turn into a trend or anything, but it does suck with all these injuries and everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to hit the panic button. The Steelers have had big losses before, especially in the Tomlin era. We've lost to some teams we shouldn't have. And that's not even a knock on Philly, but, when you're a team like Pittsburgh who claims to be a Super Bowl contender, you don't lose to a first-year coach and a rookie quarterback. I think Carson Wentz played very well. I think Doug Peterson game planned even a little better because it's not really like Wentz did anything spectacular. He threw a lot of screen passes. They took those screen passes for big yardage. Now, that doesn't take anything away from Wentz because he read the couple blitzes the Steelers did throw at him. He consistently knew where to go with the football quickly. He knew where to move to avoid the pressure. So he was able to play a complete game with the game plan he was provided. But I think it was even, a better game plan by the Eagles and their staff. And they exposed a weakness that they knew the Steelers had, which was tackling, especially with their defensive backs. And they took advantage of it. And that, good for them. They're smart to do that. But I'm not going to go out and say they're a great offense still yet. Not taking anything away from them because on Sunday...
I'll tell you what, if Smallwood can get into a role where he's doing this weekly, man, they might start to do something. Because, I mean, it's hard to run on Pittsburgh. And, I mean, Ryan Matthews only had 2 carries in this game. Smallwood, a guy that we mentioned very quickly in the preseason, has some upside, man. So I'd like to see where he goes from here as well. I mean, that could really establish something in their run game with him getting the carries if he can continue doing this. And then Darren Sproles in the passing game. And like you mentioned, that a lot of Carson Wentz's points were from short passes, and that a lot of that had to do with Darren Sproles, like I mentioned, 128 yards. Brent Selleck was actually second on the team with 61 yards. What receiver do you think led the team in yardage for Philadelphia?
I don't even know.
There is Jordan Matthews, obviously, Nelson Aguilar, Dorial Green-Beckham, Josh Huff, and Trey Burton.
I'm going to go with Burton.
It was Dorial Green-Beckham, 3 catches for 33 yards.
DGB. Through 3 games, I think the Eagles are definitely the most impressive team in the NFC East. The Giants, they lost it to
the
Washington
Redskins
this past week. The Redskins,
I think the Giants are still going to be all right.
And the Cowboys got the rookie Dak Prescott, who has been impressive.
Ezekiel looks pretty good so far, too.
I'm not Wentz is more NFL ready coming from a pro-style offense in college. So I'm not sure Dak Prescott can continue the success throughout the season. I think some teams will start to figure out what to do to help stop him. But I think Wentz is definitely the type of guy who can be a quarterback like a Ben Roethlisberger or even a Tom Brady, really, because I know it wasn't Brady's rookie year, but it was as soon as he got the starting job, he never let it go again. So I think Wentz could definitely take all this and learn. And if that kid really does have a photographic memory, people better watch out because he's got the arm to go with it.
Now, how many more wins does he need to pass Ben for most wins to start a career?
Let's see.
We
were 1-1, and then we won 14 games because we were 15-1 that year, and then we won the division game in the playoffs, and then lost to Brady.
15 in a row.
Yeah, 15 in a row.
So he needs 13 more, 12 to tie.
If they go 16-0, he'll beat Big Ben.
There you go.
You got something to look forward to, Eagles fans. Oh, and by the way, there was no name on it, but there was a comment on our preview for this calling us out, calling us homers. And I was going to say something about the guy, but he's so low class that it wasn't even worth it. So you're a Philly fan, and you probably were one of the people that threw batteries at Santa Claus. So block you, dude.
Why? What do you mean? What'd he say?
He called us homers, dude.
That's all he's...
Read it. Here, hold on. I'll cue it up.
Yeah, do that. Why, for picking our team to win? I don't know.
He ripped on us because apparently we said Philadelphia was garbage and they had no chance.
You probably did say that, but he says that about everyone in football and every team in football and every team in baseball and every team in hockey and probably basketball too, but we don't talk basketball.
You know who's garbage in basketball? Everybody. He says, great prediction, jackass. 34-3 Eagles dominated in every part of the game. You guys were talking shit saying the Eagles aren't the best offense the Steelers seen all season. 34 points.
Wait,
You guys also said they aren't the best defense the Steelers have seen all season. Couldn't even get a TD. Ha ha. Great analysis, homers. But his name is literally just 2 lines. It's not even a name, so...
Well, I brought up the fact that this could be the best offense they've seen all season, didn't I? Wasn't that the whole reason I brought it up?
I'm pretty sure.
And, I mean, you had your opinion on it. Oh, my God.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this dude's never had a prediction go wrong, so big deal.
I should have predicted the Eagles were going to blow the Steelers out. The biggest blowout in 27 years.
Yeah, that's exactly what everybody predicted. Morons.
But, yeah, I think the Eagles look like a good team, and they have a real chance to win that division because there's really no one out there that stands out.
Yeah, as long as Wentz keeps playing well, I think their defense definitely looks the best in that division.
And we got Pittsburgh looking up at the Baltimore Ravens again.
3-0. Here we go again. If they beat us twice this year, I think I'm moving to Canada.
And the Steelers are going to have a tough matchup this week, although Kansas City looks a lot better at home than they have on the road this season.
What's more likely, Carson Wentz at 16-0 or Hillary as president?
Unfortunately, Hillary.
Wah, 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 wah.
And one more thing, I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles fan at all. I don't like Philadelphia just because I know people from Philadelphia, And
I hate the Flyers.
We have a rivalry, so I don't care. Screw that dude.
Yeah. Whatever your name is, 2 lines. If you got a problem, hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube and click and subscribe. Look out for that Steelers-Chiefs preview show. We're going to be throwing it up here in no time. Go Steelers. Don't get beat. The worst you've been in, 30 years? We've already done 20.
27, I think it's been.
Shitty.